Now, I've been out of town for like 2 days. I just got back in, obviously, just literally got out of the shower. And I've been being spammed this link. I haven't taken a look at it yet. I've been told that I should really look at it, and there's going to be a lot to digest here, so let's click on it. Genshin Impact developers talk endgame content and welcoming newcomers. We spoke with developers beyond Genshin Impact to learn more about what's coming after version 3.0. This is interesting. All right. So this is endgame content and newcomers as well. We talked about endgame content, resin caps, costumes, and more. The responses and the developers touch on what's currently being worked on, as well as potential ideas for future updates. All right, so this is GameSpot. Okay. Now, GameSpot versions 3.0 and 3.1 are expected to be 1 week shorter than usual in the future. You will be continuing with the shortened, lengthened version should player expect update releases to return to their former pace. And they respond 3.0 to 3.1 to 2. The length of each update will be shortened to 5 weeks, but a shorter update cycle will not influence the quality of gameplay and content. Please stay tuned. This is kind of nice. So it's 1 week shorter, but it's only until 3.2, so I guess we are going back to 6 weeks, which is kind of I remember trying to play some of the 6 week stuff, and you get your stuff done, and then there's not, I don't know, it feels like there's nothing to do for a while. You just don't play, I guess. But apparently we're talking about endgame content here as well. So currently the Spiral Abyss is the only true endgame content for players at high adventure ranks. This is true. I mean, there's some events sometimes to like really test you, I guess. Are there any plans to release new permanent endgame content in the same vein as Spiral Abyss? Now they say here, now Spiral Abyss is one of the most effective ways for players to test out third-party compositions and combat strength. If we design another type of permanent endgame similar to Spiral Abyss, it might up creating excessive anxiety for our players. Not everyone is interested in Musk Reef. There's more. Just like the genius invocation, natural. All right, listen. Excessive anxiety for more endgame content. So they're not ever gonna. They're never putting in any more endgame content ever again. That's like difficult, hard to test. What's the point of the game? What's the? Wait, I can't take this news. I can't take this news. And listen, this is happening. Magic's selling fake cards for $1,000 for 60 of them. Overwatch 2 queues like 500,000 players. So if nothing difficult's ever going to happen again, why do players need to pull for any new 5-star characters? Why do they need constellations for their characters? Why do they need 5-star weapons? Why do they need anything at all in the game whatsoever? Or maybe there's more. Maybe we'll continue on. All right, next one. Genshin Impact is going into its 2-year anniversary with an ever-expanding roster. Some older characters might get left behind as power creep settles in and newer characters become stronger choices. Is there a plan to upgrade older characters and make them more viable? If a character is only assessed by a single dimension of numerical strength, what kind of answer is this? This is the most PR answer. Listen, I've actually interviewed like other companies like Square and stuff before, Square Enix, and this is what they always say. Numerical strength power creep could indeed be an issue. However, in Genshin Impact, let me guess, like it's so cool and different. It's not just numbers. The rules of gameplay are more impactful than how strong a character is. Therefore, new battlegrounds, new challenge levels, and even new team builds all have potential to bring new life to existing content. So they're not changing any character ever again. No one. They're good. The characters just get better when you make harder content with Abyss with 5 million HP, and then that's the only thing. So we're never gonna do endgame content. We're never gonna change old characters. Xinyan, dead, right? What is going on? Oh, wait. How do you buff characters then? I got it. You know what? Oh, 2 shields too strong. Zhongli too good. You know what? We're gonna make it so you have to. We'll put in the wolves, and you have to use Kokomi buff with the wolves. No, dude, this is garbage. Come on, man. I don't know. The introduction of Dendro has created plenty of new ways to cause elemental reactions, but some elements have been left out. Has there been any discussion regarding the addition of new reactions for the existing element? For example, Geo and Dendro. Let me guess. No. It's everything's no. We have no such plans. We have no such plans for the time being. With the release of Dendro Element, the 7-element system has become somewhat complex. For us, there are other ways to increase the fun for players rather than increasing the complexity of game rules. your players don't even know what the game rules are, dude. Like 99% of people, and this is totally fine because you guys made it hidden when you designed the game. This is how they do elemental reaction. You just slap stuff together and you do it. We don't know anything about the elemental gauge and hidden internal cooldowns. No one knows about that. It's only the theory crafted community and everyone who likes to crunch numbers for fun, because this is a combat game, of course. You sold it as a 4-element combat system game or something. I remember the advertisements. You can't lie to me. And now you're like, oh, it's too complex. 99% of the people who play the game don't even know how it actually internally works. So don't give me that it's too complex, dude, okay? Don't even do that. No way. But no, in your eyes, the game's too complex. You can't make it any more complex because everyone's an itty-bitty little baby who can't play a video game, I guess. I don't know. With easy and open rules, given some time, players will come to discover their own ways of developing builds. That is the fun of the game. The balancing of all gameplay and rules is part of the team's long-term design focus. Plus, the team's experience and learning from player feedback in long run are all important to maintain that focus. So excuse me, I couldn't help but miss this part right here. That is the fun of the game. Balancing all of the gameplay rules. Complexity is not fun, but figuring out the complex things in the game is the fun of the game. I can't with this. So let me get all of this straight. Combat and battle in this game is not the focus of the game. It's all the little mini games and stuff. We don't need Musgrave. Not a lot of players like that. That's fine. Not everyone needs to like it. Not everyone needs to like every single part of the game. Not everyone needs to like the story. Not everyone needs to like the combat. Not everyone needs to like or gathering items and collecting stuff. No one needs to like every single part of the game, but just because not everyone likes it doesn't mean that it's not something that other people are holding out and enjoying, or other communities inside of the game really like to do. Right? The theory crafting community and the number crunching community and the people who really want to figure out how a game works, right? They're just investigative sort of personality types. Anyway, this absolutely kind of dumps on what they're doing, because this is kind of saying indirectly, like, all that stuff you're doing, nothing in the game's ever going to be difficult enough to anyone. You're wasting your time. It's done. Nothing's ever coming out where any of that information is going to be necessary. So you all might as well just quit the game altogether if that's the main thing that you're playing the game for, which is awful. Could you imagine if they just drop the story mode, right? They just drop the story. Like, if you're here for the story, it's not all of our players that like the story. So we're just going to like kind of cut back on the story. We're going to make it like a 3-week cycle instead of a 5-week cycle, right? And we'll have like the mysterious shop guy show up instead of the story. So you guys get a little bit more resin and we don't have to do any sort of rewards for storylines. So it kind of works out, and we just don't have to do the story at all anymore. We're just kind of done, right? Next one, the world of Tavon continues to expand, giving players so many more challenges to complete. Daily, domains, bosses, ley lines. Is there a chance we can see a cap increase for original resin? Why do you want a cap increase? What do you need artifacts for? What do you need to level your characters for? Didn't you hear up here? Up here they said there's no reason to play the game anymore. Actually, at this point, instead of like logging in and doing my resin and stuff, because I know that stuff doesn't mean anything anymore, here's what I'll do. I just won't log in anymore. I won't have to pull for new characters because I don't need them for anything. And I'll just watch the story on YouTube, dude. Problem solved. It's over. We solved it. We figured out how to play Genshin Impact now. Finally, thank you. Why does everyone need to pull for constellations and all this other stuff now? You don't really have to at all. So if someone's out there just being a whale and they were whaling out just because they wanted to be the very best if like leaderboard mode ever came out, they're probably gonna not do that anymore. So I don't really like, what's the point, man? I was kind of making a joke earlier where it's like, oh yeah, dude, here's what I'll do for Genshin. I won't play it. I'll watch a story on the internet, and then that's gonna be my game for Genshin Impact anymore, because there's no reason to go anywhere and do anything. It's an RPG element. It's got plenty of combat stuff. I don't know why they're ignoring the most base form of their game. It's the combat. It's the elemental combat game. No, this is awful news. This was terrible news. I did not want to come back to this, guys. I'll see you around. We'll have some fun stuff to do. I don't even know. You tell me what you think about this, I guess, and I'll catch you around.